Hi you guys, it's Cori here. I'm staying at a hotel in the Palm Desert near Palm Springs, California. I'm here on a work trip, but they let me take one of the yoga mats from the gym into my room to practice. So I figured I'll make a little video for you guys. We'll get started today down on our backs. All right, sorry about the bed and the dresser and the setup situation, but we do our yoga when and wherever we can. So hopefully you won't mind the view. We'll start down on our backs. Come on down, hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little bit of a rock from side to side. And squeeze the knees pretty tight into the rib cage. Let yourself feel like you're massaging out different parts of your back muscles, rolling along the length of your spine. And start to deepen your breath here. Maybe take it in little circles or keep that side to side, front to back motion going. And then take the left foot down onto the floor, straighten right leg up towards the sky. You'll take your hands around the back of the leg, thigh, or the calf, and just bend and straighten your knee a few times. You're opening up into that muscle. After a few rounds of that, you'll flex your heel like you're trying to drive a hole through the ceiling. Draw your toes back towards your face. And then try to reach forward with your sitting bones so you flatten your sacrum out on your mat. And then take that knee, squeeze it back into your chest a little tighter this time. We'll find a half happy baby pose. So reach down to the inside of your foot, wrap your hand around to grab the outside. Draw that knee to the side of your rib cage in toward your armpit, and you might straighten the other leg out if that feels good. If you're feeling already pretty open or you want to take it a little bit further, bring your peace sign fingers, wrap them around your big toe. Maybe you straighten the leg or get it as straight as it goes. And sometimes it helps you do that bending and straightening action again. And then take that knee over and across your body all the way into a big twist. I don't have a lot of space, but if you want to straighten your leg out, maybe even grab the big toe with the other hand, that might feel good to you. Whatever you do, try to keep your shoulder blades flat on the ground. So I like to spin my palms down towards the floor and press them in. Try to keep that right shoulder down. Roll back through center. Take both knees back into your chest. Notice if you feel any different on one side that we already did versus the other. And then bring the right foot down to the floor. Straighten your left leg up. Wrap your hands around the back. Bend and straighten that knee a few times. And then flex the heel. Drive the heel up towards the ceiling. Draw the toes back toward your face. Reach your sitting bones out toward the front of the room. They kind of usually want to turn up. Make sure you're pressing your sacrum down. Sitting bones reach forward. Then take that knee back into your chest. Give it a squeeze and pretty tight to your belly. And a little deeper, slide that thigh over to the side of your rib cage. Take your hand, reach down for the outer edge of your foot. Half happy baby. Right knee can stay bent or you can straighten it all the way out. And then if you did it on the first side, take hold of your big toe with your peace sign fingers. Maybe straighten that leg out or straight-ish. However straight it goes for you today. I like to bend and straighten a few times, especially if I've been running or if I feel tight in the hamstrings. And then bring it over and across your body over to the other side. I have even less space over here. Maybe straighten the leg out. Spread your arms out wide, spin the palms down and press them into the floor. Make sure your shoulder blades are nice and even, grounded on your mat, even if that means you have some space between your knee and the floor. And come back through center onto your back. We're gonna take a full happy baby. So reach down in between the knees, grab for the outer edges of the feet, give a little rock side to side. And here you might like to straighten the legs. Maybe you grab both toes with peace sign fingers, straighten the legs out wide. And take one more big breath in and out. And then draw the knees back into the chest. This time take hold of the backs of the thighs. Give a little rock and roll action. We're gonna come all the way through onto all fours. Set yourself up in your tabletop. Make sure the pointers are pointing straight forward as you start to move through your cows and your cats. Move the spine how it feels good to you. I like to add neck circles, hip circles. Move it like a desert snake out here. I just went for a walk out in the sandy desert early morning by myself. So I was like, ugh, I hope I don't see any predators out here. Come back through center. Inhale, take the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread it through and underneath. And reach your left arm high and then tuck that hand right around your lower back. You can place it back on your sacrum. You can tuck the fingers into the crease of your hips. And then if you have the balance here, you might like to slide your left leg out to the left side. Try to press that foot down into the floor. Unwind your top hand, press it down underneath your face. Unwind your bottom hand. If you didn't take your left leg out to the side, do it now. So when you have the balance here, walk your hands back toward your knees. You're gonna come up to stand on that knee. Then inhale, arms come high. Exhale, slide your left hand down your leg. Reach up and over, maybe look up underneath your armpit. And then come back through center. We're gonna go the other way. I have not that much space here. Right hand down, left arm reaches over. Then crawl the hands back underneath the shoulders. Slide the left knee back in line with the right. We'll go other side. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, right arm high. Exhale, find that bind. A little wrap behind your back, extra chest opening here. If you have your balance here, slide that right foot out to the right. Press the whole foot down into the floor. And then unwind the top arm, press it down, unwind the bottom arm, take the hands underneath your shoulders, and then crawl them back towards the body. Come up to stand on the left knee. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, slide that hand down, reach it up and over. And side body stretches here. And then take it to the other side. Left hand down, right arm sweeps. Other side stretches. And take the hands, walk them back out to shoulder distance, slide the knees back together. Flip your fingers around so they face back toward your body. Take a couple more cat and cows with your wrists like this. If it bothers your wrists a lot, turn your fingers out to the sides instead of straight back. And try to keep the knuckles, finger pads pressing down. One more. And flip the palms around, come back through center. Tuck your toes under, lift the knees just up to a hover. Yeah, like an inch or two up off your mat. Keep your heart reaching forward like it's trying to touch down in between your hands. Gaze a little bit in front of your fingertips. Yeah, you feel the ribs hug into the body, feel the belly start to engage. You'll feel this in your leg muscles a little bit, but we're really waking up the core here. And find your breath. And take one more inhale. On your exhale, press the hips up and back. Step your feet wide. We're taking it into a short, wide, downward facing dog. So palms pressed, feet are about max distance apart. Take your right hand back, reach for your left shin or your ankle, and then try to draw your chest through. Big twist here. And take that right hand back out underneath your shoulder, twist the other side. Unwind, come back through center, step your feet all the way to the back, normal downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels a little bit. Feels nice on my calves after a walk this morning and then running yesterday. Then find a place where you can be still, press the palms down, let your gaze reach back in between your legs. One more smooth inhale breath. And then crawl your hands to the back of the mat. Let them meet your feet. Hang out, forward fold here. And let your knees bend a little deeper. Round. Roll yourself all the way up to standing. Inhale, take the arms up and overhead. Exhale, cactus your elbows nice and wide, heart forward. Let the hands come all the way back behind you. Clasp the fingers. Reach your knuckles down toward the floor. A little more heart opening with some leverage. Inhale here. On your exhale, bend your knees, hinge at your hips, pour your upper body forward, melt it down to the floor. Reach those knuckles up, maybe up and over. Then let the hands release and come down. Walk yourself all the way out to a plank pose. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Knees could come down or you can just hold it here. Hug the belly in. And feel some interaction between your hip points, those bones in the front of your hips, and then your low ribs, like they're squeezing in together, and that's gonna fire up your core. And push down. Finger pads active, knuckles pressing down, like where your fingers attach to your palms, and then base of the palm pressing too. One more breath in. Exhale, set the knees down, draw the elbows to the back, come all the way to your belly. Untuck the toes, tent the fingers at the upper corners of your mat, elbows point high. Inhale, wave yourself up. Straighten your arms any amount that feels good. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, peel the heart open. Exhale, wave it back down. One more time. Wave the body in. Slide the hands close to your body. Now we'll take low cobra. So press the tops of the feet and the toes down. Legs are active. Heart's lifting. Stay here. If you want to take it a little further, maybe straighten the arms. If you feel ready to up dog and you want to lift the thighs up. Roll the shoulders onto the back. And take another breath in. Exhale, everybody lower it down. Reach your hips back to your heels. Find a child's pose. And then tent the fingers. Press down through the finger pads. Give a little more shoulder opening here. And then press the palms, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Come back to downward facing dog. Use an inhale, take your right leg up and back behind you. Bend the knee, stack open through the hips. Let that heel fall out to the left side. Then inhale, re-straighten the leg, and exhale, step the foot up to the top of your mat. Give a little wiggle front and back. Move the hips around. And then plant the left hand down, spin the right arm open, twisted low lunge. Gazing up toward your right fingertips. Take that right hand down to the inside of your front foot and lower the back knee down. Come up onto your fingertips, lift the heart forward, slide to the top of that back knee so you're not right on the kneecap, you're a little in front of it. And then take the right hand up onto your right thigh, roll to the outer edge of that foot, pressing it open, let the hips strap a little more. Optional if you want to reach back to grab hold of the top of that back foot. If it's there for you, draw the heel in towards your butt. And then gently release the backhand, take both hands down to the floor, draw the hips back, half splits. Rebend into your front knee. Tuck your back toes under. You're gonna lift that back leg up. Take it into an easy standing splits here. So fingers down to support you. Try to straighten that right leg as much as you can. Left leg really straight and strong, squeezing through your back glute. Inhale. On your exhale, lower the left toes all the way to the back of the mat. And spin the back heel flat down, setting up warrior two in your legs. Inhale, rise it up. Then flip your palms both up towards the sky. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten out the legs, spin the right toes in. On your exhale, clasp the hands back behind you. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, pour your heart forward. Come back into that fold. And one more inhale here. Exhale, release the hands down. Turn the right toes about halfway towards the front. Bend into that knee. It could be a side lunge. It could be skandasana if you say your hips low. Palms can come into heart center. And then take the hands down to the mat. Crawl them around to frame your front foot so you're back into your low lunge. Press the palms, step it back, downward facing dog. On your inhale, reach the left leg high. Exhale, bend the knee, stack open through the hips. And let that left heel fall over towards the right side. Try to keep the shoulders evenly pressing down. Inhale, left leg straightens out. Exhale, step the foot up to the top of your mat. And find your shift front and back. Move the hips around a little bit. And then plant the right hand down, spin the left arm open, twisted low lunge. Maybe look up towards your top thumb up there. And then set the hands down, both to the inside of that front foot. Settle your back knee down, and again, rise to your fingertips, let the hips drop a little bit lower. And right hand plants, left hand slides up onto your inner thigh. Encourage that thigh to roll outwards. Keep the foot flexing as you press into the outside edge. Option to grab for the back foot, quad stretch there. And then release the back foot. Take both hands down to the inside. Straighten out your front leg as best you can. Find your half splits here. And you'll rebend into your front knee. Frame the foot with your hands, lift your back knee up. Then you'll launch off into your easy standing split here, so it doesn't have to be your deepest variation. Reaching your right leg high. And then step the right toes all the way back. Spin that back foot flat onto your mat. Unwind the arms, open up, warrior two. Lift both palms up to the sky, straighten your legs, take your arms high, spin the left toes in, and bring the hands back to clasp behind you. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, fold forward. And let the hands release, they'll separate and come down underneath your shoulders. You're gonna turn your left toes halfway back to the front and then lunge into that side. So you can stay up here if a high lunge feels better in your knees, or you can drop the hips down, flex that back foot, hands to your heart, skandasana. And take your hands down, they'll walk around to frame your front foot, rotate the hips back to your low lunge. Press the palms, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll your body out to a plank pose. And then exhale, set the knees down, lower the chest and chin. Slither all the way onto your belly. Untuck the toes, find that cobra or the upward facing dog. And then set the knees down, hips stretch back to your heels, child's pose. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, take the heels nice and high, and then start to walk your way, little steps all the way up to the top of your mat. Another forward fold. And this time on your inhale, press your hands into your shins, come up halfway. Exhale, melt yourself back down. Inhale. And exhale. One more halfway lift. Exhale, lower the chest down. Root down into the feet, take the arms nice and wide, reach high. Exhale, slide your hands into heart center. Step your feet out wide, turn the toes out, heels in this time, and then sit low. So as low as it feels good in your hips. You could be up here, you can take it all the way down into yogi squat, maybe hands press into your knees, or elbows press into your knees, sorry. Sitting up nice and tall. And then take the hands down to the mat, straighten the legs back out, parallel at the edges of your feet. Wrap your peace sign fingers around your big toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbows wide and fold. Inhale, take it up halfway, release the grip from around the toes. Slide the left foot to the back of your mat. Yeah, this time we'll keep it high. Press the right heel down, reach the arms out. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus the elbows. Then take your hands to clasp back behind you. Open the heart, stretch your knuckles down your thigh. Keep the back heel lifted, fold in, humble warrior. A little extra balancing here. Set that right shoulder to the inside of your front knee. And then let the hands release. Fingers come down, straighten out through that front leg as best you can. Maybe the back heel comes down to the ground or not. That's okay. Yeah, try to keep your hips as level as you can. It's harder if you can't see yourself, if you don't have a mirror around. Then rebend into the front knee. Just step the left foot up to meet the right. Back into your forward fold. This time take the hands, slide them underneath the feet. Reach your fingers back towards your heels and toes in towards your wrist creases. And then inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, release the feet, fingers to the floor, slide your right foot to the back. Yeah, it might help to separate the feet a little bit if you have some balance challenges. So press the front heel, rise up, crescent. And then cactus the elbows wide. Bring the hands to clasp back behind you, maybe switching the finger on top from the normal one that you do. Open the heart, fold it in, humble warrior. And let your hands release, fingers come down, straighten out through that front leg. Yeah, find your pyramid or your modified pyramid here. Maybe the back heel touches down. Rebend into the front knee. Step the right foot up to meet the left. Keep the feet at hips distance. Take both hips, both thighs. Sit them low. Take the arms high. And then inhale, cactus the elbows wide. Stay low in your lower body. Hands come to clasp behind you. Keep bending into the knees. Open the chest. And then pour your belly down onto your thighs. Arms come up and over. Maybe nod the head a couple times here. And give it a little shake. Then let the hands come down and release. Bend your knees enough that your seat can come all the way down to the mat and straighten the legs out in front of you. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more breath here. And then come back up to seated. Slide your right knee in, open it out to the side. And turn a little bit so your left leg feels more out to the side. You're facing like in between your bent leg and your straight leg. Lay your left arm on top, reach your right arm up and over. And then sweep that right arm all the way to the back. Place the hand next to your hip. Stretch your hips to the sky. And almost like we did before, big side body stretch. And then set the hips down. This time square yourself off to the front leg. Yeah, now we're folding over it instead of side body. So forward fold over that leg. Rise up through center. Bring the left foot up to meet the right. So now both knees are out wide like a butterfly. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, draw it in. Baddha Konasana. And come back up to sitting up tall. Straighten the right leg out. Turn yourself a little bit to the side so you're in between your bent leg and your straight leg. Right arm down, left arm reaches up and over. And then take that left hand, place it back behind your hip. Press down, sweep the right arm high. And take the hips back down to the mat. Now you'll square off over that right leg. So inhale, sit tall. Make sure you're pretty square. Belly button over your thigh. Exhale, fold in. And take it back up to a seat. Extend both legs out wide. So there's like a 90-degree angle about between your legs. Inhale, flex the toes, sit tall. Exhale, fold it down the center. Walk your hands back in towards your body. Come back up to seated. Bend the knees. Make sure you have space to roll back. Come all the way down onto your back. I'll turn this way so you can see me. Watching my head on the side of the dresser. And take your feet to hips distance. Knees pointing up towards the sky. Press your palms down by your sides. Lift your hips. We found a bridge pose here. And we've done a lot of clasping the hands behind, underneath the body. So clasp your fingers, roll the shoulders underneath you. Arms reach high. And then release the hands, lower the hips down to your mat. Step the feet wide, windshield wiper a little bit, knees side to side. And then I'm coming back to center because the bed's kind of in my way. Keep your left foot down, reach your right arm high like we did in the beginning. Roll out your ankle, wiggle your toes here. And then bend the knee, cross your ankle over your other thigh. Find your reclined pigeon pose here. Nice outer hip stretch. And slide that right knee all the way over the left, so release your hands. Squeeze the knees together, take your feet wide, grab for your ankles or the sides of your feet. Then try to draw those feet wider apart and down towards the floor. Unwind the legs, take the right foot down, left leg high, spin out your ankle, move your toes around. And bend the knee, cross the left ankle over, recline pigeon on the other side. Release the hands, take the left knee, slide it all the way over the right. Find your ankles or your shins or your feet, whatever you can reach. And then squeeze the knees together, draw the feet out wide. Unwind the legs, find your way back into that happy baby. Grab for the inside or the outside edges of your feet. You could even straddle here if that feels good. And draw the knees back together into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, a big hug in. And let yourself lengthen out. Coming to your Savasana. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Drop your eyes closed. And so you can drop in to enjoy your final resting pose here. All right, you guys, take your time coming out of your Shavasana. Thank you for joining me today for my little hotel room sequence. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, you can always subscribe or leave a comment below requesting other sequences. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your energy. Namaste.